Bitcoin fell down 4.5% last Friday on a surprise move, but this indicator right here let us know that there should be some upcoming volatility. And that volatility was well timed. And unfortunately, we're seeing the exact same indicator flashing right here, right before BTC started falling about 2%. Is the worst over? Should we expect more volatility to the downside? Is this the end of the Bitcoin rally? All of this and more in today's video. You can tell by the way that I'm finishing that. I don't want to give too much away, but my name is Dishner from the Better Traders, and you're watching the Coin Bureau Trading channel. Subscribe to get more fantastic updates and insights about Bitcoin and altcoins from me and my co-host Dan, who's up there on the left side of that banner. So let's talk about this indicator first. It's the easiest, simplest indicator in the world. It's just a red bar. So what is it? The TBT Stop-Loss Hunting Alert, or the Better Traders Stop-Loss Hunting Alert, lets us know and we should be expecting some upcoming volatility. Now, full disclosure, this thing, like other indicators, is not going to be 100% right 100% of the time. There's going to be errors. There's going to be moments where this doesn't even fire off. So why am I sharing this? Well, because the last time we actually saw it fire was pretty significant. It's been a month, or actually greater than a month, since we've seen it fire. But the last time we saw it really go off was at the beginning of April. So to me, it's pretty significant that we've had almost 2 months of radio silence from this indicator. And now all of a sudden we're getting these flashes up here at the top after Bitcoin has reached $111,000. And this thing has been firing for a long time. We've had this indicator going for a really, really long time. It actually did a really amazing job right here on this pop. You can see back here in February 2025, as soon as BTC started selling off, there was another alert letting us know that we should be expecting some crazy volatility for the next 24 to 48 hours. So 1 day to 2 days. And we did see that after BTC rolled over, we saw more and more and more. Now you'll see that there's periods of absolutely nothing. There will be periods like this where it seems like everything's okay, and then it dips down 10%. I also want to be honest with you and tell you that sometimes it's going to miss calling the top. Sometimes it's actually not even going to be falling. Sometimes the price of BTC is going to pump wildly to the upside, like this move right here, which was fantastic. But when we start to see a lot of these alerts happening over and over and over again, this is when I start to go, it's not a really good feeling. And note the date, November 2024. So I've talked a lot about this TBO breakout thing. I shared this recently in Friday's video about these white dots right here. And these white dots let us know when we should be expecting explosive upside moves. Just like back over here in October, late October, early November 2024, just like over here in February 2024, and over here in 2023. Now, you'll be surprised to know that if we go back as far as we can, unfortunately it's a 30-minute time frame, but going back over here to January, we've seen a lot of volatility in January 2024. We've seen a lot of ups, we've seen a lot of downs. We've also seen this indicator do a pretty good job of letting us know, forewarning us when there should be some volatility before there are some major dumps. Now, given the fact that we are basically right here, right? We're at this starting point of getting some more volatile moves. And I do believe that Bitcoin is heading up another 40%. This video is not meant to say, okay, the top's in, everything's fallen from here. No, but we're going to get way more volatility, just like we saw starting over here, November 12th. We saw this indicator fire off, and then we saw a pullback of 4%, whipsaw back up, whipsaw down, whipsaw up, whipsaw down. Expect a lot of price action like this, guys. I also want to remind you about a video that I shared, I want to say like over 6 months ago, talking about the first pullback sets the tone for the market, for the bull market. And what I'm talking about means I actually have to go back over here. We're going to use a naked chart, no indicators, no nothing, because I want to go back over here to 2020's bull run. When Bitcoin started its bullish ascent, believe you me, there were lots of stop-loss hunting alerts going off as the price of Bitcoin got closer to 20K. And this parallels to that video I shared before. The first pullback, the first major one, sets the tone. Now, I determine a pullback as a short-term reversal and then a recovery. So this right here being a quote-unquote pullback taking 10 days, no. I'm talking about a really short, violent move to the downside. 10%, or like this one right here, 19%, or this one right here, 27%, and then it whips back up. You get what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about these pullbacks, they should happen quickly. So when we look at our current price action, yes, we saw Bitcoin top out previously at $109,000, and it eventually bottomed out here at $74,000, down 32%. Is this a pullback? No. Do we get lots of these TBT Stop-Loss Hunting alerts during this time? Yes. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we're not here. I'm saying that we're still here. We're still in the bullish ascending range of this. Now, if we were to superimpose this move from the bottom here in September, which is kind of like this move right here, this is where things get a little bit like, no, please, no. I don't even think you want to see this, but we're going to show it. I'm going to show it to you anyway. So from the drop to the top, note the date and note the range of time here. So we're looking at a move of about 102 days. So about 3 months, which is good. If we superimpose that move on top of where we are, it's funny because we should still be hitting like the $150,000 target. And I said in about 30, 40 days. Interesting. So I do believe that we will continue to push up higher. It's not exactly the same, but it's moving in the right direction. Am I right? So what is this video all about? What is there to freak out about? Well, that's exactly what I'm sharing with you. On the short term, we're going to see lots of these little pullbacks that happen, 4%, 8%, 12%, but it does not take away the fact that Bitcoin is still bullish, but alts will suffer big time. Now, I have a lot more to share about that, but before I do, you guys know the spiel in the description down below and in the pinned comment of this video. There are lots of fantastic links for other exchanges that you can sign up for, plus other deals available through Coin Bureau. If you're looking for a non-KYC requirement exchange, look no further than CoinCatch or 2Bit. When you use these provided links, you get a bonus when you generate enough trading volume to be eligible for that bonus. There's also a link to sign up for Bybit, which is a really great centralized exchange. I use Bybit and I also use CoinCatch as well. There are more deals as well on the coinbureau.com website /deals, including joining the private Discord server. Part of it is public, but they have a lot of private stuff that's shared. A lot of coin research goes into that. Dan, Guy, and Nick are posting on that Discord server as well. There are other exchanges, other tools, other hardware keys, things like that, hardware wallets. But of course, there's also a discount for our course at thebettertraders.com, 15 minutes to financial freedom. The course is not 15 minutes long. It comes with one-on-one coaching. You get lifetime access. You get access to the TBO. You also get access to the TBT Stop-Loss Hunting Alert as a free trial as well. So just kind of want to let you know about that before I push further. Now, these pullbacks are going to be frustrating because they're going to keep happening. And as you all know, on Friday, we saw this scare about these tariffs from President Trump on the EU. And that caused the stock market to fall. It also caused Bitcoin to fall about 4%. But we know that whenever Bitcoin falls 4%, we're going to see a much bigger move for alts. We're going to see alts fall a lot more. And I use something called the multiple factor effect. And the multiple factor effect is a great way for us to prepare mentally for what should be happening next. So the multiple factor effect is essentially a multiple of 1.2 times to 3 times whatever Bitcoin does. Like this. So if it goes up or down, pumps or dumps. So what this means is that when Bitcoin has a sudden dump of 4%, we can expect charts to fall 1.2 times to 3 times the amount. Bitcoin recently dropped 1% and a little bit of a flash crash, hopefully not a preemptive fall for another further fall. And I'll give you some ideas of targets and how I use the TBO and just trading volume, or not trading volume, but price action to find those targets for pullbacks. But a lot of these other charts have fallen and they're a little bit slow to get up. And the further down we go and the market cap, and of course, we're going to see coins that are going to be falling a whole lot more that we need to be careful and watch out for. There will always be coins that outdo Bitcoin, but there are always going to be coins that do not care whatsoever what Bitcoin does. But coins like that, it's kind of a lottery ticket. You don't know if your coin is going to be the actual one to pump. So it's better to expect this multiple factor effect across the entire altcoin landscape. So what does this mean? It means that on the 30-minute time frame, we have a signal that is fired that has the 90% chance of the price of Bitcoin falling, maybe another 4.5%, could be more, could be less, could be done. I don't know. We're going to see how it turns out. But we have like this cautionary alert happening right now that's active for the next 24 to 48 hours. So it's going to be valid until, unless we get another one firing, until Wednesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, about this time. So with this expected volatility that's coming our way, we should be protective of our positions. We should be expecting alts to negatively react 1.2 times to 3 times whatever Bitcoin does, and we're expecting a dump. So what does that look like? Well, you guys have heard me talk about Altrady. Altrady is the best third-party trading platform I've ever used. It's safe, it's fast, it's awesome. And one really amazing part about this is that compared to your crypto exchanges, they do a great job of letting you know where your break-even is. So you can see here on my position for BTC, this is an automated position that was opened up automatically by the TBO indicator. It was up 6.42% and it fell down. And then we got this alert. Now, because we've got this alert, I've been a little bit more cautious about this. I missed the first one, so I didn't get a chance to sell a little bit up here. But knowing that we have this alert firing over on the 30-minute time frame for BTC, the stop-loss hunting alert, I'm trying to preemptively protect profit. And there are 2 ways to do this. One way is to sell half your stack, or whatever amount. It could be 30%, it could be 10%, but just to take some profit. And the reason why we take out some profit, just a little bit, is you can see my entry here, and you can see there's my stop loss, but right here, this little faint purple line, it says break even. It's a little bit difficult to see, but that break even line is really, really powerful. Let me see if I can change the break even line just because, there we go. I want to change this to white, save settings. Well, I'd have to refresh it, it's fine. But this break-even level right here is awesome because that means that I can put my stop loss a little bit higher. And if the price of Bitcoin were to dump dramatically down another 4.5% from where it is right now to $103,000, I'm actually going to get stopped out above my break-even. I'm going to be stopped out with a little bit of profit. This is not like a huge position by any means, but it's still amazing because it's opened automatically. And because I have this information, again, over here on TradingView, I'm going to be protecting my portfolio at all costs. I'm going to be protecting my trade by taking a little bit out. I've actually done the same thing over here with Ethereum. Now, I don't really care that the price of Ethereum is moving up a little bit. And if Ethereum happens to go up higher, cool beans, man, because I don't care. I'm in the green and I am very much satisfied with any amount of profit. And yeah, now it's updated. And the best part about this is because I've taken profit here and here, I have one little bit of Ethereum to sell up here at about 0.0313, whatever. So from the current price, Ethereum would have to outperform Bitcoin by 34%, maybe. But the cool thing about this is that you can see right here, this is my average entry, and you can see my break even. So again, this is why I like taking profit. When I take even just a little bit of profit on any bounce that comes my way, even if Ethereum goes up higher, there's no guarantee. And because we have this alert firing, and we've seen 90% of the time we see the market react negatively, I want to take advantage of that by protecting profit. So by taking even more profit out of this position that's already in the green, my break even is basically all the way down here. So I could basically allow Ethereum to underperform Bitcoin up to 20%, and I would still be in profit, which is great. Another nice thing about this too is that right up here, I have all this information. I have to hide my face, I believe. No, so I don't have to do that. Sorry. Right over here, you can see I've realized 6% profit out of my position, which is awesome. I'm satisfied with any amount of profit. A lot of you are probably laughing at 6%. I would much rather close 6% in the green than 6% in the red any day. So I just wanted to give some tips on how I stay in the green, how I take profits when the market could see a potential pullback. Now, let's go back over here and let's reconcile what's really happening with BTC, what could be happening with alts, and what we need to look out for as far as a pullback target. Now, I'm really inclined to use the TBO just because I've been using it since 2018. This indicator has served me really well. So we're going to use this first for a couple of ideas of where to take profit. My position right now is in the green, and Bitcoin is also strong bullish, meaning that it is above the daily TBO cloud, this mass right here. There's also a very clear line of TBO resistance. This is historical, meaning it's not current, it's previous. So this level right here at about $106,000 is a good short-term target for BTC. But of course, another really good target for a pullback would be this fastest moving average, which is what I call the TBO fast line. Now, let's remove the TBO and just look at price action alone to figure out where we could see potential targets for price to fall. So this level at 102,000 would be a very dramatic fall. And looking at price action over here, I mean, kind of like $105,000, $106,000 or so, this is a pretty decent short-term range. But again, the reason why I like using the TBO is because I have a lot of data points to help me figure out where things could go. Now, I want to add the Ichimoku cloud because this is very similar to the TBO yet different. So when we're looking at the Ichimoku cloud compared to the TBO, we can also tell that yes, we're still strong bullish. BTC is above the current cloud. Unfortunately, the future-facing cloud over here is flat, which is not a good sign. It's a sign of consolidation. The lagging span, the Chikou, is above the price, which is good. So we're still looking good. And again, we have targets here. So this blue line right here lets us know that we have a current target around 107. That's really high. But we can use this information as well as this level right here, 102, which is quite low. We haven't seen Bitcoin drop down to that level. But again, we can use the Ichimoku cloud. We can use moving averages. We can use the TBO. But the point being that you don't want to be reactive. You want to be proactive in finding a pullback target for any chart. Whether it's the TBO, whether it's Ichimoku cloud, whether it's moving averages, whatever it is, you want to be proactively thinking, okay, when Bitcoin has a pullback, not if, when, I'm going to be looking to buy here and here and here. And it's okay to set targets that are low. And it's okay as well to stack orders. I don't want to go all in here. I want to make sure that I have some just in case there's some sort of panic. And I want to make sure that there's some down here just in case there's some sort of panic. Now, you want to be careful about position sizing if you're going to use multiple entries, but there's nothing wrong with being cautious. There's nothing wrong with wanting to buy the dip either. Now, this is the part you're all going to like. The reality of the price of Bitcoin right now is that everything is screaming strong bullish on the macro feeds, on the macro charts. So a weekly time frame for me is macro. And when I look at the price, well above the TBO cloud, well above resistance. When I look at RSI, it's above 70. When I look at volume, last week's volume exceeded the moving average. When I look at on-balance volume moving up higher, I'm seeing a lot of positive bullish information. Even if, let me say it this way, even when Bitcoin has a pullback, I'm going to be buying the dip. And my suspicion is that the market in general will be buying the dip too. And any dip that comes our way, in my opinion, is going to be a gift. You would be foolish to panic sell if you're looking at a longer payout for BTC. And again, I've already shared my reasons why I believe Bitcoin is not only going to go up another 40% or so, up to about 147,000, but really my target is $173,000. So from the current price, that's an increase of 60% or so, maybe by the end, or maybe by November or so. That's my target. But understand that we are still in a bull market. We're nearing the end of the bull market. Unfortunately, in my opinion, we're getting close to those signs. I had someone recently ask me casually about Bitcoin and how to invest in Bitcoin. How hard is it? Like, pay attention to little things like that. When you have friends, family members, acquaintances, people at work saying, you bought crypto before, how do you actually buy that? I think I'm really interested. Be careful. Those are signs that we should be taking profit as well. So while I fully expect Bitcoin to go a lot higher, we also need to pay attention to the signs, not just on the charts, but also the signs that we hear, things that we see in the news, all that stuff. Okay. So take a deep breath. Understand that this would be a short-term pullback that the TBT Stop-Loss Hunting Alert is letting us know about. Macro, we are still bullish. I'm still expecting Bitcoin to go higher, which means I'm treating every pullback as a gift. And that means that we need to be proactive, not reactive to what the market does, but proactive to determine where we want to buy, how much we want to buy, and be prepared if the price goes a little bit lower to dollar cost average even more. There's nothing wrong with shaving off a little bit of profit. You saw me do that on my BTC trade and my FBTC trade. There is nothing wrong with that because when we take a little bit of profit out, we de-risk the position. You see our average price there, our average entry, and our break even is way lower, which means that I could stomach a 20% drawdown on my FBTC position and still be in profit. Do I want that? Absolutely not. Are you kidding? I want it to go higher. But in case it doesn't, I've taken profit and I'm satisfied with any amount of profit. I have literally just shared like a gajillion golden bonus points for you right at the end of this video. I want you to leave a comment right now that says the best parts at the end, because everything I've just shared with you is literally going to help you perform amazingly. Can I say that? It's going to help you perform. What's up with this hand? You're going to do better. You're going to do better than you did last time. You're going to do better than most people. If you can pay attention to my advice, if you can understand what I'm saying, if you don't get it, watch this video over and over, share it with friends, help people to become better traders. That's literally what I'm all about. So I'm going to link up that video that I mentioned at the beginning of this video that's going to help you understand why the first pullback is going to be the biggest pullback and the one to pay attention to. Again, I don't think the pullback that we saw recently down from 109K to 74K is the pullback. So watch that video. It will help you out. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.